Good to see you, Carmela.
This is the wife, the mom, sister,
Yeah, okay.
friend. So this is our immediate family right here.
Immediate family of the man that was killed Friday by the police. We are live streaming. This is people at City Hall. They want to be heard. Hey, it's good to see you.
Hey, sorry.
Hey, good to see you again. Back up a little bit. See, we've already. We can see how they want to play this evening. You can tell by the general attitude of the security guard. They're feeling we're in the city of Santa Ana. Ernesto was killed by the Santa Ana Police Department Friday last week. There's a family standing over there with the signs. We're at City Hall. Thank you for joining us this evening. We are in Santa Ana, California. Ernesto Canepa was killed by the Santa Ana Police Department last Friday for nothing more than sitting in his car. Local carpenter with a family and children. The police haven't even given a reason as to why they decided to shoot Ernesto. Ernesto Canepa's family is here this evening in support of him. They want to get some answers.
They didn't say that. Did he have a gun? Was he threatening? Right? They still don't have an answer to why they shot him.
Hello.
Thank you for being here this evening, everybody. We're in Santa Ana, California. We were in Los Angeles earlier today because Africa was killed on Sunday by the police, and we've all seen that video. There's no video that I'm aware of. I'm not even aware of any information in regards to whether or not there's any type of surveillance equipment. Ernesto was sitting in his car, a nice Dodge. I believe it might have been a white Challenger. Police came up and shot him, killed him Friday. Today is Tuesday. There's been no information given as to why. One thing I know, the stage is, of course, we're here with this mainstream media and regular media. I do know this story has reached as far as becoming an international issue. I did notice that there are some posts in some other media groups about how the Mexican government would like to hear some answers from the United States and our localized government as to why they keep killing Mexican citizens in California with impunity and getting away with it. Thank you for continuing to join us this evening. We're here on behalf of Ernest Canepa and his family. He was killed Friday by the Santa Ana Police Department. It appears as though they're using metal detectors at the doorway for the city chambers. These are often measures that are designed and developed to keep media at bay. We will see, especially they're searching and inspecting everybody's belongings. Let's go ahead and show what's going on at a city council meeting in Santa Ana. They're wanting everybody for a city council meeting. It's a private security agency that's being utilized to oftentimes, much too often, to be able to circumvent our rights. This happens very often at beaches and at large events when they want to catch kids with cigarettes and alcohol. I've witnessed it in Huntington. So we're going to find out what the stipulations are for getting in. I think I'm going to go through the gig. I'm going to go inside. We're going to see what these guys, they have private security doing this. Do you notice that? Private security's doing the wanding and the Fourth Amendment. The police are inside. Yeah, it's very interesting. Once again, you'll notice private security is dealing with the metal detectors and wanting and searching people's purses at the doorway here at the Santa Ana City Council chambers. It's important for everybody to see this and know what's going on. That's okay. This is, man, they're treating everybody like criminals. This isn't, they're using private security to circumvent rights right here.
Yeah, they are. Because they don't want, they know if it's the police doing this, it'll create more agitation.
Well, yeah, because if it's the police doing it, it's a Fourth Amendment issue. But they're using these guys. And this one in particular really likes his job.
Yeah, he's gotten worse and worse. He used to be mellow, and I think, you buy into the authority.
Well, yeah, I could tell from the moment I got here, he was on us, for nothing other than, hugging in the middle of the sidewalk. So what are the stipulations?
So that's the girlfriend right there. Just
right, I mean, to get inside, but yeah, that is, you hear that girlfriend having to undergo all of these measures in order to voice her freedom Is this the United States?
And so then they usually push public comments to the end of the meeting, so people got to stay super late in order to address the comment. And they only did that after people, there were so many people coming to public comments.
Do they live stream this event at all?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Except for when we had the FTP hat, and then all of a sudden the live stream got cut.
That's right. I remember.
And it was officially in order, from what I know.
Yeah, they did. They do cut the live stream for hats. Well, I say we mask up and get in line. Why don't we press the issue? Get in line. Go inside.
Looking through their purses.
They are.
For what?
Because that's what they're doing. They're searching purses and they're doing metal detectors. What do you think? Should we at least broach the subject and see what happens with the mask?
I'll wear it.
You want to wear? I would wear. I was gonna wear it, but if you want to, okay. We're gonna go ahead and, because I'm gonna be dealing with camera equipment. But,
Okay, we might be out of here in a minute anyway.
why don't you hold up for some pictures? John, you want to take over the stream while I do the other foot?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
I don't really talk much when I record.
That's okay. We're just gonna.
Are we gonna walk in? You want me to wear it?
I think we can try to wear it and see if it's really good Well, then the first line of defense is in front of the wands. And that's the police officers. So, you want me to go?
So we're just gonna be going in.
You know what these are, right?
What is that?
These are the police emblems.
Wait, the police emblems?
The police emblems that they use.
What?
That's why I wanted to bring it out here. This is their gang emblem.
Wow, that's crazy. Those are like
Historic.
it's the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
They're death squads.
Look at R.I.P. gang.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're really death squads. They really are.
Observed by the U.S.
About to go in?
Stay right with us.
I am.
He's live. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he's live. Let me go in front of you because I gotta.
in a line to go inside.
Sir, you gotta come back here. Oh, okay. I'll wait. You gotta come back here. Right here, if that's okay. Yes, I like that. Just remember, my friend, we can work as a team. We really polite.
I need to go in real quick.
That's why I'm the boss, right?
Private security is
I'm
boss.
his boss.
Threatening is
I'm
scary.
his boss.
Oh, you're not my boss though.
Yeah, since you're here, can I know what it is? Take it out. Probably your letter.
Oh, you sounded so cocky.
You can go ahead, right? Just take out your hat for me and just place it on the table. Thank you. For your ass. All right, so you're all set.
Because like Ashley Aiken and many other people in the community, we need to thank people and we need to recognize them for their contributions. And Henry agreed to come down. He wanted to come down and receive a proclamation. And then about 3 weeks ago, as we were looking at the calendars, we got word that his health was declining very, very quickly. And then, very recently on the 20th, he passed away. Maybe I have that date wrong. But I know it's been only a few days. We had a funeral recently and all. But anyways, his wife Elizabeth called and said that Henry would not be there. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to say a few words about Henry, and then we're going to send that proclamation to his family, which they requested. And then we're going to have a celebration of life event for him at the Sagerstrom Center of the Performing Arts. And I'm going to present this as well there and speak about Henry. I just want to say a few special things about, the fact that he had Santa Ana roots. He was born and raised in Santa Ana. He attended Santa Ana High. There is a street here in the city, Sagerstrom Avenue, which is named after him. There's also a school, Sagerstrom High School. And he did so much. He helped us with Main Place Mall. I believe Main Place Mall would not be here without Henry because he went and was the first one to convince Nordstrom to come out of the Seattle area. And they first came to South Oak Plaza, but then they came to Santa Ana to Main Place. And that was because of Henry. He was a big supporter of Bowers Museum. I know, the years that he was married to Renee before she passed away, she helped St. Joseph's Ballet Company, and the building that we have on Main Street today wouldn't be here without them. He also, just a few other things about Henry, he attended Stanford University. Things were interrupted because of World War II. He was deployed to the European front in 1944, and he was severely injured in combat. He fought in the Battle of the Bulge, and he was awarded the Purple Heart. When he came back to Santa Ana, he began working on office buildings along Main Street, and some of the tallest buildings currently along Main Street were built by Henry Sagerstrom and his family. He developed,
Fuck is
South
Henry
Coast Plaza in
Segerstrom?
1967, and then Main Place in 1987. Of course, he's known for the performing arts. It used to be the Orange County Performing Arts, but now it's the Segerstrom Center for the Arts. And his contribution and what the family, did over the years was very, very strong. They also were, contributors and founders and helpers of the Orange County High School of the Arts, as well as the Discovery Science Center. And, his legacy, and that left now to his wife, Elizabeth, his children, Andrea, Torn, and Anton, is going to be very, very strong. And on behalf of the city council and the city at large, we're all in mourning for the Segerstrom family and what they've done for the community over the decades. And we wish him well, and I just want to take this moment to recognize Henry Segerstrom, and we'll be adjourning this meeting in his honor. So with that, I now want to call on Councilmember Angie Amesqua, and I believe she's going to conduct a presentation. Please, Angie.
Thank you, Mayor. If I can have the participants of the Youth and Government Program, please join me up here. That would be Paula Alvarez, Saddi Alvarez, Juan Antonio, Peña de la Cruz, David Delgado, Marta Delgado, Andrea Diaz, Ivan Enriquez, David Fuentes, Ricardo Fuentes, Felisa Hernandez, Gustavo Orellana, Adrian Ramirez, Mario Reina, Michael Solorio, Saribeth Soto, Alfredo Torreblanca, and Sui Vasquez. If any of you are present, please make your way here to be recognized. I'm going to tell you first of all a little bit about the Youth and Government Program. This is a statewide program serving 3,500 students, and it's entering its 68th year of service. The local Santa Ana program is run by youth development through martial arts kids. As part of the program's model legislature,
Can you zoom in?
participants from each delegation create their own mock bill
While you're
and
recording
travel Sacramento to act out the bill's
Just wanted to know.
passage. This past year, the Santa Ana delegation took up a bill mandating a high school diploma in order to attain a driver's license. The Youth and Government Program is the only youth organization given permission to occupy the entire state capitol. Students visit its chambers, debate their mock bills on the Assembly and Senate floors, and sign the bills into law in the governor's office. So basically, they kick everybody out of the state capitol and take over. So they can't do it. I also want to mention that there's two pieces of legislation that originated from this Youth and Government Program. The mandatory seatbelt and helmet laws were actually passed by the state and legislators in state law. So they originated with this program, those two laws. Thanks to this program, we have a safety helmets.
So we have to wear helmets because of it?
And seatbelt laws. I'd like to invite Brian, if you would like to come and speak and say a few words, so tell us about your experience over in Sacramento.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian. I have the honor of serving for the city as a commissioner for Parks and Rec, and I also have the honor of serving as an advisor for this program. I'm in my 4th year as an advisor for the program, and along like these students, I was in the program myself, and it has definitely helped in my own personal growth. The 3 principles that we try to develop through the program is that democracy must be learned by each generation. It's really important for every generation, especially the younger generation, to get involved with their city, along with policy that's being made in the state. We also instill the values of an adult's job is to provoke thought. If we're not provoking thought into our young people, we're not doing our job. And the third is to help them build their self-esteem, because through their self-esteem, they're able to break out of their comfort zone. They're able to branch out of Santa Ana and the 10 conferences, specifically the one in Sacramento. We've had a lot of success over the past few years. I think this program is now in its starting its 11th year, and we're still going strong. This particular group of students, not everybody's here, but this specific class, we're developing a couple of programs working with middle schools, elementary schools, along with doing other community events. So you're going to be seeing more of these leaders, and don't be surprised if you see them up on this dais someday as well. And I especially want to thank our city clerk, Maria, our city attorney, Sonia, and councilmember Amestra, Benavides, and Reina, and of course our city manager. They've been strong supporters of our program. They've attended some of our meetings, some of our conferences, and they've also contributed in many other ways. So I want to especially thank them.
Before I present the certificates, I do want to mention that Councilmember Reina travels with them each year, and he does a lot of, he volunteers his time to help them prepare for this big ordeal that, taking over the Capitol. We are all very proud of the work, the terrific job they did representing our city in Sacramento this year. And I would like to present these certificates of recognition to the Youth and Government Program. You are truly an asset to the city of Santa Ana. Thank you for representing us in Sacramento.
Just like when people get the awards for just participating at events.
Now I want to call on Councilman David Benavides, and he's going to be recognizing a program, the Santa Police Chaplain Program. So I now turn the floor over to him.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'd like to invite our volunteer chaplains. We have a number of them here with us. If you would join me up here in the front, you normally have an opportunity to stand on this side of the podium here, and the mic. We'd like to invite you to come on up and join us up here in the front. This evening, we've had an opportunity to recognize a number of different people that have contributed to our city, contributed to our community, or have accomplished much, and young people and people whom we're very proud. And there's a group here. One of the things that I'm very proud of with regard to just living and being a leader here in the city of Santa Ana is that we have a tremendous spirit of volunteerism. And a couple of meetings back, I happened to chair the Public Safety Committee of the City Council. And one of the things that we had to report and discuss is the thousands of hours of volunteer hours that a number of different groups within the police department provide to our community. And one of those groups is the police chaplain group. That last year alone, the police chaplains contributed a total of 1,198 volunteer hours in 2014. And one of the things that they look sharp up here, don't they? They look sharp in the nice pressed uniforms and badges and all, but they're also very much involved in some of the most challenging experiences that any member of our community can have and can experience. At times when there are tragic situations, accidents that require somebody to come alongside a family member and to listen to them and pray with them and encourage them, or situations that some of our officers encounter while they're out there serving our community, putting their life on the line. There are situations that require somebody who would be willing to step out and be there to lend that level of support. And that the team of people here behind us provide that. They are on call 24 hours a day, and I wanted to be able to share a little bit about how this the chaplain program came about. It was actually established in 1992 as a result of a tragic incident that claimed the lives of 7 people. This incident highlighted the need for the volunteer chaplains program who could minister to the needs of both the officers and members of our community. The chaplains do ride-alongs with our patrol officers in the community, conduct station visits, and support police personnel as well. And in situations when there's a death notification or some of the most sensitive issues, when there's a child death or lost or missing person or other incidents, these are the men and women who are there to be able to lend that type of support. And so wanted to mention to acknowledge and recognize them. And we also wanted to be able to.
Oh, the family.
The police department killed their
If I
loved one.
can, if I can please ask for respect.
Think about it. They don't want to hear this.
They provide death and terror to families.
There are a lot of things that I'm proud of within our city. Again, it's that the overall respect that we do have out in the community, and again, the willingness for people, even in the light, in the midst of not having respect, but always being willing to serve. And so for that, would you please join me in a round of applause for this individual?
Shame! Shame!
Bravo.
Shame! Killing unarmed innocent people. Something to clap for. Something to clap for, definitely.
It's again, sometimes even in the midst of adversity and tough situations,
they kill people.
Step out there and appreciate that. I want to ask if you would please just really share a couple words on behalf of you, the men and women.
Talk about justice.
I'm really thankful that we have the privilege of being in this community. I was one of the original chaplains 23 years ago. They came into the city when we had a number of children killed. It's a very difficult thing to deal with crisis. I think everybody in this room has been at times in crisis. We've lost family members, you've lost jobs, you've been ill. And one of our jobs really is to be the best that we can as pastors. We're all pastors. We minister in our churches. We try to be the ones that can live the best message we can. None of us are perfect.
Oh my God.
Our goal is to be an overwhelming sense of peace in a community, in a nation. And it's a difficult job. And we go into situations all the time. In fact, it wasn't just but a short time ago that we had 3 children that, were tragically struck by a vehicle. And it's a difficult thing to face that. And myself and other individuals there that night to go on the scene and to feel the pain. And we're more than people that have head knowledge, we have heart knowledge. And there's not a time that goes by that we don't carry the pain. We do. I think that's like the Lord did. So I really count it a privilege to serve the community the best that we can. We'll always give the very best that we possibly can bring to the table in every circumstance. We're here for the community, we're here for the officers, we're here for our chief. And we count it a privilege to represent the city council and the best that we know how. And it's a privilege, though. It's our privilege. And we feel like God's given us a high call to fulfill that. And I do want to thank you, the community. I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve you in the name of the Lord.
That's all bullshit.
We will be providing certificate of recognition to each of the members, volunteer members of our chaplain program. But I want to present here to you on behalf of the mayor and the city council the certificate of recognition to the overall police chaplains program, and thank you for your commitment and dedication to serving our community. Thank you. We're going to gather and take a picture here. If being a public servant, being a pastor minister, were a popularity contest or something, you wouldn't be in it because there's always going to be those folks, right? We're not necessarily going to be too happy with us, but overall, we are proud, and we do thank you very much. There are those few that offer other opinions, but we know that what you do is very well received when there's a person in crisis.
Speak for yourself, dude. Who the fuck is we?
Hey.
Hey, how many more years do y'all suffering for you?
Quiet.
How many more years to Pulido's considered a dictator, eh? How many more fucking years of this shit? How many more years to Pulido? How many? You're fucking democracy, my ass, dude. How long you been up there fucking getting your dick sucked by these motherfuckers? What do we want?
Justice! Now!
There's a family on suffering here. The cops just murdered their son.
And they're all smiles. Cops don't care about human lives. They're killing whites, blacks, Mexicans, whoever. It doesn't matter by race.
City attorney is
Well,
ready
they're
to
doing
go
horrible
for
too.
closed session.
Yeah. Mayor, council members, members of the
That doesn't mean the cops have to kill.
matters that were the subject of closed session this evening. In the case of,
Okay, imagine if your kid got killed by a cop. You'd feel way different.
approved by 4 council members.
By police.
And in case no case,
For no reason.
Settlement direction was provided to city attorneys and outside counsel.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to report.
Lots of people got killed by cops for
Thank
no
you,
reason.
Madam Clerk, we're now recording at closed session.
No, they were cops. Anaheim, Santa Ana, LAPD actually killed a cop on Sunday.
As part of agenda.
Oh, it's more than California.
So then, therefore, let me bring it to I'll include as part of the consent calendar. Are there any items on the
But people
consent
think cops do
calendar
good.
that any of my colleagues wish to either
Far from
abstain
that.
on or vote no on?
Far from that. Yeah, because you know me.
All right.
I'm doing better than
Right
you.
now, you're pulling 28. Any
I'm trying to
other
help out
items
the
that
community,
council members
not
would-
hide everything.
Away from me.
Calm down, lady.
Any other items?
This lady just freaking out on me, going crazy. Because she really loves the cops. That lady up there with the gray hair.
Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
They're sitting right in front of me.
You want to pull it? Okay, I would entertain a motion on the balance. Yeah, motion is second. Madam Clerk, will you just call our names or how, do we need to do a roll call or what do
You want to hold on to this for a little bit?
All right, is there any opposition? By unanimous consent, then it's approved. Let's go on item 13C, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before we go there, I know there was some youth commissioners here, or at least some members that were going to be appointed as youth commissioners. So I wanted to see if the council would indulge them to come up and do a symbolic swearing in, or at least a photograph with the council. Do we have any in the audience? Can you guys raise your guys' hands? You guys are going to be appointed for the youth commission tonight. Do I see 2 or 3? 3? Mr. Mayor, do you mind if they come up?
Yes, but before they come up, I do have 2 requests on 13C, which is what we're talking about. So just wait for a half a moment, please. Dave Homer, are you here? And Linda L. Destin? All right, so please go right after the gentleman that's about to speak. Go ahead, please.
Sure. My name is Dave Bourne. I'm a longtime resident of the city of Santa Ana. Mayor Polito, Mayor Pro Tem Sarmiento, city council members and city staff. Thank you for this opportunity. I prefer to speak to you I have been saddened by the lack of respect from the public towards us. I've also been saddened by the lack of respect shown towards the public from the dais at this meeting and other meetings. And I have been saddened by the lack of respect to each other and all the politics that go on. So tonight, to show my respect for your commitment to the city of Santa Ana, I decided to wear a suit. I usually don't wear it for funerals, but I thought you were worthy of my respect. Did you know Santa Ana was on national television last week? And it was for something that wasn't bad. It was something great.
It's on international.
Our Little Sparrow restaurant in downtown Santa Ana was recognized as one of the 16 best restaurants new restaurants in the nation. Darren and I happened to attend quite a number of planning commission meetings to support our local businesses going before the planning commission. And I know you on the council don't often get an opportunity to attend those planning commission meetings, so you probably don't know that during planning commission, several of our planning commissioners tried to choke the Little Sparrow from existence. Yes, a couple of them decided, who had never owned businesses themselves, were questioning whether the owner of Little Sparrow was really worthy to operate a business. And last week, Bruce Marsh's Little Sparrow was competing as one of the top new restaurants. You all recognize what a beautiful job that he has done on that corner of Santa Ana. And Santa Ana was highlighted in that show for the nation to see. Little Sparrow's harrowing story is not unique, and any of the businesses who have tried to open can share a similar story. And these owners have sunk their life savings into these projects. This is their livelihood, their passion, and they are here to invest in Santa Ana. We should be throwing out the welcome. But our process in Santa Ana forces these business owners through flaming hoops over and over, and delaying for months their opportunity for success. As I mentioned, Darren and I observed many of the planning commissioners, and we get around to talk to many of the business owners. We think you should know that Councilmember Benavides' pick for the planning commission is one who has actively been trying to make it easier for businesses. If you had observed what we had, you would be voting unanimously tonight to approve Councilmember Benavides' choice for commissioner. And I might add, you might be reevaluating some of the other commissioners that have been appointed. Tonight we honor Henry Sagersman, a great visionary and a fellow Santa Ana. When he envisioned South Coast Plaza, he wanted to be located in Santa Ana, but our city fathers were more interested in propping up the past than embracing the future, and he went to Costa Mesa instead. Let's not make that same mistake again. It's possible to honor our past and embrace the future in our planning process without unnecessarily delaying progress. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
May we all have respect for each other.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, stop murdering.
Linda L. Gaston, please. Somebody could assist her, please. May you bring the mic
Yes, I was
Thank you.
here, yes, oh, I guess you recognize me, I was here last week. I was sent an invitation, to come to the meeting last week because you guys are gonna raise our water, bills. And I spoke to that, but the only person that said nay was Michelle Martinez. And then I read this week's, what do you call it, agenda, or whatever it is?
the minutes.
Yeah, the minute, or whatever it is, you go by your agenda and find out that she's gonna be serving on the water commission. How interesting. I thought that was really interesting. I also sent her a letter because Mr. Benavides wasn't here. And I really didn't know what I was lived in number 4, not number 2. But I sent her a letter. Did you give that to Mr. Benavides? Michelle, I have a copy here.
I haven't received my mail, but as soon as I get the mail.
Well, it was dated 2/18/15. And here is the copy, as I said. It's handwritten because I don't have a computer. Okay, but
Linda, you
I
give us a-
have 16 years of formal education, and I speak Espanol muy bien. And I take notes like nobody's business. I don't need a computer. Okay, so I suggest you give that to him, because he's gonna be very interested. So is David. All right, I also went to the Commons meeting. Okay, guess what I got at the Commons meeting? a book on practical plumbing. I just spent $500 on a plumbing bill, and here it is. Guess what you're doing? You were talking about spending all this money on redoing the sewers because they're blowing up like mad in LA, but they're not blowing up here like mad. Okay, that's because coming into my line, okay, which was measured by this plumber, okay, I don't know if you know that, but I have.
Madam City Attorney, this is 13C.
Number one is pressure water.
Linda,
Number two, excuse me, is coming.
We need to be on subject.
My house. Number three is 80 to 100.
No, this is 13C.
80 to 100 at night. The pressure at night is 80 to 100. Number four, during the day, it's PS 6075.
All right, you're out of time, Linda. Thank
okay,
you.
That's the safety zone. So therefore,
Thank you.
Are blowing up the pipes to the houses.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So with that, we're gonna bring it back to council. I believe Mayor Pro Tem wanted some of the young people that were associated with an earlier. Go ahead.
I forgot, I did want to pull 10A in the minutes. I apologize about that.
All right, let's finish this one. I'll come right back to 10A.
Mr. Mayor, since we had a speaker on 13C, let me go to that. All right, to bring the others back. Fine. And in the spirit of making sure that we have a unanimous vote on the, or something close there too, on that appointment, what I would like to request, and if the appointing council member will indulge, I simply want to put this matter over to the negotiations that we address. I'll make a motion to continue this to the next meeting.
Is there a second? Those in favor, please say aye. 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 Those opposed, it passes unanimously. Madam Clerk.
And now, Mr. Mayor, if we could have the youth commissioners come up.
Please, if you can come forward, youth commissioners.
We have Maria, Jennifer, Gustavo, and Michael.
Ask Michelle.
Michael's all grown up.
I can have you all stand.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're very welcome.
I can first have Maria Ruiz come forward. Swear you in.
Madam Clerk, if you could do the next three together and have them stand close to the mic and speak up. And that way they can just state their name and they can do it in unison.
Michael Solorio.
Senator Barry.
Salvador Gar.
solemnly swear
That I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that will violently discharge the duties of the
Thank you for that, Mayor Pro Tem. I think it was an excellent suggestion. So with that, I think we're on 10A now, is it?
Yes, Mayor, I just wanted to retract my vote on the community contract. I was a yes, I just wanted to retract a no. Thank you.
So for the record,
Yes, I wanted to, I cannot do that.
In violation of the minutes, we have to ask for a motion for reconsideration, and it would have to be brought back to the council on a future agenda. So you could make a motion, actually, I'm sorry, you could, only a person who voted in the affirmative on that can make a motion for reconsideration. If you do make such a motion and it passes, then the item will come back on agenda for formal
well,
reconsideration.
she voted in the affirmative.
He voted nay.
And
I have it in my notes.
Yeah, we could all see that, buddy.
I'm just saying, the person who voted in the affirmative would have to make a motion for reconsideration. If that's passed, then we bring the item back to you for reconsideration.
Oh, I don't want to do that, that's fine.
all right, we'll leave it alone.
State for the minutes, if you have changed
I
position.
shouldn't, yes, I do want to state for the record that I don't support that item.
Okay, so given that, now let's go on to item, is it 28?
Yes, Mayor, just very briefly, it's a great day here for us. You know, we did, and I wanted to thank our staff. You know, what we're doing here today is making an appropriation adjustment because we received some grant funds through the active transportation program for over $4 million, actually $4,813 for fiscal year 2014-2015 that as we move forward with active transportation and also appropriations for the bicycle corridor improvement program, I truly believe that over $4 million is certainly significant as we move forward with our program, but it's just a drop in the bucket for the improvements that we are going to need for active transportation. And so I just wanted to encourage and thank our staff for continuing to go out there and getting those particular grants to help assist the city. But as we move forward with our budgets here on the council with our general fund, just wanting to encourage my colleagues to pay very close attention as we make this a priority, and over the recent incidents that have occurred, that we take a look at hoping that we're able to allocate some more dollars, because this issue is very important as we move forward, in particular the safety as people are out there out on our roads. And with that being said, Mayor,
Is there a second on the motion? Those in favor, please say aye. Aye, those opposed. Motion carries. So with that, Madam Clerk, I believe we're done with the consent calendar, and we go on to the business calendar, item 55A. I would entertain a motion. So those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Aye, those opposed. Motion carries unanimously. On item 55B, I believe, Madam Clerk, that many of these resolutions speaks for themselves, but I would like to make a motion as it relates to item number 2. So tell me if may I just make a motion on the whole thing. But on 2, I would like to nominate Amesqua Benavides and Tinajero as the 3 representatives. And if there's a second on that motion, we have a second from the Mayor Pro Tem. Everything else, I think, is as indicated.
We need alternate members as listed on item number 4.
Let me open that up then, and who wants to be alternate where? And if we don't have people right now, we'll bring it back, because right now there's no names.
I would like to be an alternate to the OCFA.
All right, let's note that.
I'm open to serving that.
You want to be an alternate there? Anybody else want to be an alternate anywhere else? If not, you can always bring it back later. So with that, we'll conclude the motion for now. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Michelle wants to be an alternate to everything. All right, we got a motion and a second. There's one no vote. No, I'm kidding. So with that, Madam Clerk, do we go to the work study session right now? I'll turn over to our city manager, please.
Thank you, Mayor Toledo and members of the City Council. We're have a PowerPoint presentation and let me begin by thanking the Mayor and the City Council. I want to thank our community who really galvanized behind.
I'll take a moment to take a break, and we'll be back in a little